Lesson 2 of Academic Support Week 1. We are still on order of operations, but you'll notice Lesson 2 gets a little more intense as the problems get a little deeper in content here. So let's take a look. PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide, add and subtract. How we work all problems. Number 7, I see where I have parentheses, but they're kind of touching. Does anybody else notice that right here? Where the parentheses are touching? What mathematical operation does that signify? Does it signify to multiply, divide, add, or subtract? Well, it means to multiply. So I'm going to put a little multiply symbol, just so I remember that as I'm working. Multiply isn't the first thing we do, though, but the parentheses are. Since we read from left to right, it says I'm going to multiply those two things together first. So 4 times 6 is 24. My minus sign stays, and now I'm going to deal with my second set of parentheses right here. Inside of those parentheses, is there anything you can work? Well, I have 10 divided by 2 minus 1. Everybody see that? Where we have the 10 divided by 2 here, the minus 1 there. Well, I know I can work 10 divided by 2. What is 10 divided by 2? It's 5. So I'm going to replace that fraction with the big number 5. And that's just simplifying it. Well, I know what 5 minus 1 is as well, which is a 4. So now my problem is 24 minus 4, which means the answer to number 7 is 20. Take a look at number 10. Number 10 looks pretty challenging, right? PEMDAS says I start with parentheses. Well, just like in English, you read from left to right, so we're going to start here reading that way. Which means this parenthesis right here is the first one I'm dealing with. So let's dig in on the inside. I can't do anything with this number 1 to begin with. So I'm going to scooch over here and look at this whole mess. Whenever dealing with a fraction bar, simplify the top, and then simplify the bottom, and then smush them together. What I mean when I say that, I know what 15 times 2 is. I'm going to cross that out and I'm going to rewrite it as 30 because all that does is simplify it and makes it easier to work with. So I simplified the top. Let's look to the bottom, the number 5. Well, I can't really simplify that, so it stays. Now I'm going to smush them together. So what is 30 divided by 5? Well, that's 6. So I'm going to rewrite my parentheses because at this point we're getting a little messy. I got my 3 on the outside there. I got my 1 here, my plus sign, and you just told me 30 divided by 5 should give me a 6, and it does. Am I done with those parentheses? No, because I still have this here. What is 1 plus 6? Well, I can rewrite that as a 7. My parentheses are touching, so my parentheses are still touching. 7 times 3? 21. If you need help on these, let me know. But this ends Lesson 2 for Week 1.